Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to do the list of what's inside that PC. We're going to add up the total of how much all of this came out to be. Some stuff was given to me for free from Height. So we're going to start off with the fans. So be careful with the fans on how you order the fans, because there's two variants of the fans. It's still Lan Li SL Infinite fan, but there's the wireless version and the non-wireless version. The wireless version is much easier to set up because it's through a USB dongle. My dongle was a little bit easier because I got it with the 24-pin streamers. Anyways, so we got 3 reverse fans, and reverse fans are pushing air into the PC. The standard fans are taking air out of the PC that is hot. So the next thing we have is the Azerock PCU. Or am I saying that right? Power supply is PUS, I guess. Anyways, it's 1,000 watts. It might not be enough for this graphics card. So this is Power Color Red Devil Spectral White. I paid an arm and a leg. I did an unboxing. I will attach it to the end of this video. This is the one that I'm gonna add all my episodes together, episode 1 and episode 2, and put it in combined together. So yeah, I'm gonna combine all my videos together and link my unboxing, episode 1, episode 2, just in case you guys want to show support and show love. So I'm gonna try to make this video quick because well, at least this entry part, the video is gonna be over an hour long. So this is 4 terabytes GameStops. You gotta take the heatsink out, and that's the only way you can connect it to your motherboard. That's how much I paid. I had to upgrade my riser because mine came damaged through the manufacturer. I also made a video about that, but I paid $100 through Height's website to get this one. I should have got white because the whole build is white in the inside, but I went red, and that's how it's going to stay because I'm not going to spend more money. I have this is the 9950X3D Ryzen 9. So that's also installed in episode 1, but we'll put all the episodes together. So streamers, this is the CPU 2x8 pins that goes to the motherboard. This is the 3x8. This is going to the GPU. That's going to be my episode 2 that I'm going to install that, but it won't be in this one. It'll be all combined together, but episode 1 and episode 2. So that's part of episode 2. This is my 24 pin, and this has the controller included. The 24 pin is the only one that includes the USB dongle. Same thing with this. These come with the USB dongle, but that dongle only goes to the USB direct. So I'm going to explain that real quick. Okay, so that dongle will go into your port there. It won't give you no other option other than the USB. This one gives you 2 options. You can do it through connecting it directly to the motherboard, which I will show that in episode, I think in episode 2 or in episode 1 I showed it, but I will re-show it again just in case. So if not, you can connect it to the dongle, but if you hit it or you damage it from the back of the PC, it's more of a headache. So I just went directly to the motherboard and not have to stress about it ever. So get those out the way. And this I got for free. This has the hub. This also, yeah, this has the hub, the Nexus Portal hub. That came for, no, I think I paid this. No, I'm lying. I got this for free because I ordered the noodle. They didn't have in stock the, I'm trying to remember the, I think it's Y70. I think they also went with, it's the, no, or the N, I'm lying. It's the LN60 is the shorter version, and then the LN70 is the longer version. So for my Y70, I ran short to show you guys. It's short because I went with this one because they didn't have in stock the LN $70. So I got stuck with this one. But because I went with this, they gave me for free this kit. This kit also came with RGB inside, also came with the portal, and the RGB strip is inside of there in the top. I'll have to show you guys again. That'll be an episode, I think, I'm not sure if I showed it in episode 1 or episode 2, but I'll re-show it again. I'm gonna try to go as quick as possible. So I went with Thermal Grizzly. I did not go with their Extreme. I should have, but I didn't know any better, because I learned. But regardless, it's only a few degrees less if I went with the Extreme. The problem with these thermal paste, you got to also look for the durability. What that means is how long is the thermal paste going to last. If the thermal paste doesn't last under heat very long, meaning months, years, you got to take the whole PC apart to get to this, wipe out the old and put new thermal paste so you don't damage your CPU. Because if not, that thermal paste is not going to be able to keep the CPU cool enough, and you can run overly hot and damage your motherboard and damage your CPU. So make sure you guys do your maintenance, and make sure you guys do your research and something that's going to keep your CPU cool, plus durability of how long it's going to last. So again, I already showed the noodle. So this is my AMD, well, not my AMD, but my AM5 secure frame. Is in red, which it doesn't matter which color it is, because your IO will block it, but I went with red anyways. So it's to make that the frame, when you put the IO, it doesn't bulge, it doesn't put stress on the motherboard, so it gives it stability for the motherboard. Plus, it will dissipate heat better having the frame combo with your IO. So them working together will keep your CPU much cooler. So I already did that in episode 1. I also did this in episode 1. So this is my G-Skill Trident Z5 Royal Neo with AMD Expo DDR5. Make sure when you guys go in your BIOS to hit Expo so you can overclock your RAM, so you can get extra speed out of your RAM, which is supposed to come stock form, but we get robbed from that performance, which we talked about in episode 1. So IO, we went Trex Panorama, can't pronounce it, SE360 RGB. So it has a screen on both sides together. I already changed out the fans, but these have RGB. This is what it comes with, 2K on the screen, So the next is going to be the motherboard. Last but not least, so this is the Strix, Rogue Strix B850A Gaming Wi-Fi R2. There is the non-R2. I don't know the difference between the R2 and the non-R2, because when I did my BIOS update, it was still giving me the Wi-Fi variant, but it didn't work until you don't put in the R2, which I don't know why, and ASUS's website was not giving me the option to put the R2 variant. I had to go through Google and type in the whole thing with the R2, and it directly linked me to the BIOS through ASUS to get my BIOS update. I went through hell and back just to get my BIOS updated, because even when you put in the search bar in ASUS's website, it doesn't show up. It gives me 2 variants. Neither of them worked for the update for the BIOS. Until you don't see the R2 in there, it will not update. So again, do it through Google. Google will link you directly to ASUS's spot for it. I don't know why, but that's the only way it worked. The other last thing is, this is going to be a sports bike theme. So the sports bike is going to go into the PC build, because it's going to be part of my trophy for my YouTube channel of how hard I worked. Even though I don't get a lot of views or a lot of likes or a lot of comments, usually I get negative comments, but this is my trophy. I've been doing YouTube at least for 5 to 6 years. I started this YouTube channel before COVID. It was 2019, but it was before COVID. And yeah, COVID kind of messed things up for me, but it is what it is. But since 2019, I've been doing this YouTube stuff, and we're already in 2026. So I've been doing this for at least good 6 years. So this is my trophy to remind me of my hard work, of what I dedicated to my YouTube channel, financially, physically, and mentally. And this is just reminding me, when I do retire from YouTube, to not go back. This is showing me why I should not go back. But this PC will be doing editing, we'll be playing video games, we'll also be doing streaming. I'm not going to be pushing 4K because the monitor back there, which I did an unboxing, did a review, watch that video as well. Again, go in my videos list, you guys will see all my PC stuff, especially all the stuff that's recent. Also the unboxing and review on my speakers is also on my videos list. But my monitor only does 1440. There's no point of spending so much money on a GPU, even though I spent a lot of money on my GPU. Watch the video for unboxing. Mine does 200 hertz, 1 millisecond delay, and 1440. So there's no point of going OD on graphics cards. My boy, his name used to be on YouTube, On Twos. He told me not to go with AMD, to go with NVIDIA, but NVIDIA is expensive. And I just went with AMD Radeon. But anyways, so I'm going to start the video from episode 1 to episode 2. Today is, I don't even know what today is. It's, I think, the 26th or 27th. Today's Thursday, I know that. And it's probably late enough to where it's already Friday. But, it's the end of January 2026. This is the beginning of the year. Prices are going to change, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, because AI, it's all AI's fault, and databases. So from episode 1 and episode 2, I don't know when I'll be posting this video, because I also ordered a capture card for my video games. I'm going to order an Elgato Stream Deck. Eventually, I'll order a webcam. I'm not sure if the webcam is already going to have a mic included, or I might just use my Xbox headset as my mic. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do this, but we're going to start episode 1 now. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to do a custom PC build. Why I call it custom, because it's going to be it's one of a kind. It's one of one. So anyway, so I started some of the PC build. My videos weren't doing so good, so I just said, you know what, I'm not going to bother going in full detail of how I built it. I'll just explain to you guys what I did, and then you guys can see the juicy part, which is the CPU, the RAM. I already installed the M.2, but I'll explain a little bit because this is GameStop. It has a heat sink, so I'll explain a little bit about that. I'm going to use a frame brace. Also helps with cooling and performance. Also using thermal paste. Also got the 360 monitor with the Trex. So I'm going to explain again what I already installed and how I did it. But these are the components that's going in. So I did get an upgraded one for riser from now I'm going to have a brain fart. That company, because I'll have a brain fart. Height. So from Height, I had to pay for it, even because my PC came already damaged. And I made a video about it, so you guys should check the video list. But yeah, it's damaged and chewed up in the inside. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but it was not me. I don't even got a graphics card yet. That'll be the next episode of my PC build, is finishing up the graphics card with the wiring and booting her up. And then the third final video will be me doing the BIOS update and doing Windows 11 Pro. That would be the last video for the PC build. Now, if I do any upgrades, I can add that like later on. But anyways, towards build wise, so we went with an AMD 9050, or yeah, it's a 9050 X3D, if I said it right. Let's see if we can zoom in. You can see it right there. I'll put all the stuff in the on the description of what I'm doing in this episode, and in the following episode I'll put everything that I've bought and put into the PC. This is a Y70 height infinity whatever touch. So again, okay, so I did some of the wiring. So all the front panel IO right here, all these wirings are already in. So it says right here, if you can see it, front panel, this is my USB 2. It's like a 2.0 USB. This is also a 2.0 USB. This is a fan header, and this is the HD audio. So the HD audio connects to here. The USB-A connects right here, and it has like a blue color to it. I don't know if you can see it. It's a blue color. You just push it in, and it has, well, this one has like a little slit there. This is the Type C, also goes to here. So Type C is already installed. USB-A is already installed. The power button, again, it's the front panel I/O, and audio is already in. So the reason why I got 2.0's USBs plugged in and a fan header is because it's going to control these ones through L3 connect, sorry. So these ones are, dang, and I didn't put it in the video or the pictures, but it's going to be the Langley wireless fans, and they're RGB. So I'm gonna show you the back. Now again, this is not finishing, this is just, you know, getting pre-set up. Some of it's already cable managed, but we're not even close to being done because I still need the power supply is supposed to be back there. It's a lot of wires still that needs to go on, so I just got it, the basics. So my USB is connecting this controller, which is the L3, which is going to control the streamers and my fans. And then I have the hub. So this hub has to be connected directly to the motherboard. So that's one of the USB that's taking up. Also, this is also taking up from the motherboard as well, because it's going to take data and power from the motherboard. Why does it need the data? So if you need your temperature, how you say, like if you want the fan speed to go up as the temperature goes up, you're able to see the data through the USB, and also can control the fans through there as well. So it can, all of that's like power and data that's going to that controller, and it will feed it to the PCU and to the internet, blah 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 blah. So what else? So this is a standard fan, meaning the blades are facing this way. What that means, sorry, standard blades means that it's exit, it's pulling air that way. I have reverse fans in the bottom. You can see the mirrors up top. The reverse fans means that it's pulling air from the bottom and bringing it up to cool down in here. These ones in the back are also reverse fans that are bringing air in. The top ones are standard standard fans pulling oh, it's exit as well. So top is going to be exit and the back is exit. So how I did my radiator mount is like this. So you have movability that you can move things around, but the biggest problem is that you don't have much. So you can move it back, but you can't move it any further. If you try to move it further, you got a blank spot here. You can get one screw there and one screw there, but you're going to be missing these two, and you're going to be missing this one because now you got no slot up here. This is not going to have nothing. This is not going to have nothing. All these ones won't have nothing. The only thing that's going to grab is that slot up there. So you can't move this any further up. You can move this back. That you can do, but I wanted to have it like this. I like the way it looks. I'm also able to see the Trex. I'm able to see the mirrors up front. So I put the 9 screws for the motherboard. Your box of hardware should tell you what each screws are. So like this says it right here, MB for motherboard and SSD for solid state drive. Here is your power supply. Here is your hard drive. So all the screws are already in the box. You just got to read it. Make sure you look at your manual. So the bottom ones are difficult was because you have to put 2 fans in first, or you can do a single fan in first. It doesn't let you put 3 to connect 3 and then try to put it in. It's just the way the angle of the case. So I put 2 fans in, then interlock them together while they're already sitting inside. Then I had to put the brace, like this type of brace. I had to put it back in and then align the fans and then screw them all into place. That's how I got that done. And again, you screw these ones in the back. Again, simple. There's not much else. Again, this is your 24 pin, but I'm not going to do that until the next video. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to do the processor, the RAM. I'll show you guys the M.2 that's in there from GameStop. Again, this has a heatsink, and this heatsink is a pain in the butt to take off. So there is total of 4 screws, very small ones, so be prepared for that. So there's 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, and then you got to get like a metal prying tool and pry from either one of the sides. You have to pry apart and then be able to take it out of the heatsink. And then the thermal pads, just save them. I saved my heatsink. It's not like damage, and it's all in here. So if anything, I can take it out, use it for something else, or whatever the case may be. I kept everything in there. The thermal pad, you're gonna put them back in here, and I'll explain that once we come back, and I'll explain why I didn't use extra thermal pad. So yeah, let me get set up and we can get this started, because it's already 9 minutes just trying to explain that part. But we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So I'm going to show you guys what I've done so far to the motherboard. So I already took these pieces off. These come on the motherboard on this connector right here and this one right here as well. So I already took those off. And the same screws that you took from here is the same screws you're going to use for your IO, which is your radiator, or AO, whatever it's called. But for your radiator, we're going to do that in a bit, but I want to show you guys. So this is the M.2 from GameStop. Now, the reason why I say do not put pads on it, because you can see it's basically sticking to my thermal pad as it is. And this is without putting any height adjustments to this. This is the stock height that they've put on this motherboard. This is a single DIMM, or single slot DIMM, meaning that, I mean, this is single-sided, and here are all the components. If it's already having troubles with the amount of thermal pad you have and just the stock settings, you don't need to put a booster on this. You don't need to do anything at this point, because it's already sticking to this. Like, it's not, you doing that is going to make it harder for this to close. So I put a booster on it because a YouTuber said you want this as close as possible and it's going to be hard, just force it. No, you're going to end up breaking it. It's already difficult as it is, and it's taking this is pulling it out of socket every time. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. So you can see it has a cutout. You're going to match the cutout from here and just going to put it in, and you see that it's coming up. So even if I do that, it comes up. That means it's in its current location. This has toolless, so you can push back on that little pin and it'll pop it up. So that's how that works. You can just do that and that's done. And then this, just again, I already peeled the plastic on that, and you just push this back in place, and then you're gonna line it up. There's there's pins on both sides, and you just press down. If I put a booster on it to push it up, I was not able to lock this in place. It was, I was like, no. And you can see it brings it up with the thermal pad. So that's a no. On this right here, you have two more N.2s. I mean, one in here and then two at the very bottom right here. There's two more. Reason why I'm not using that is because it will use your PCIe lanes. And there's another PCIe lane in the very bottom. See if I move the camera down there as well. So those share PCIe lanes with your graphics card. That means your graphics card is going to take a hit on graph or speeds or any type of hit because it's drawing power from those PCIe. And there's some where these would take power from the PCU, the processor. So just be careful on where you're gonna put your M.2. I went with 4 terabytes, so I don't gotta worry about it. If anything, I could have did an 8 terabyte and definitely never worry about it. But I went with a 4 terabyte, and I shouldn't worry about it for a very long time. But yeah, that's what I've learned so far. You just gotta read your manual, and it'll tell you what advantages and disadvantages you will have using all of this configuration. If you're going to go with a 4-slot RAM and you're going to use all 4, you're also going to take a hit on speed. You will get a 64 gigabyte, because 32 you'll get a 64 in all of your lanes, but you're going to take a hit on speed. So it's best to use a 2 slotted RAM. You're going to use 1, you're going to skip 1, go to 1, skip 1, go to the next. And again, if you go all 4, you're going to take a hit on speed. Also, it'll be unstable because it's 4 DIMMs. What else? This goes to DDR5 for this motherboard. It goes DDR5 to DDR6. I'm not going with DDR6 because right now it's very unstable and it's not good right now. I'll wait for it to become better, and they work on the kinks. Once they work on the kinks, then I can upgrade my RAM to a DDR6, and it has to be cheaper in the future, because if it's not, I just stick with what I got. What else? I don't know what else to say other than that's what I got done. But let's get to it, because I know you guys this is going to be a long video. That's why I wanted to break up my videos into episodes, because doing these videos, it takes long. It takes forever. So let me start taking this part out right here, because we're going to take this out. Matter of fact, I'm lying, because I want you guys to do it the right way, not the wrong way, meaning that you don't make a mistake, right? Because I was just going to take this part off and then just put the the processor on it. And now, how can I grab it? I don't got it. There we go. This is very loose. But so we'll put the processor in, do how you normally would do it. Let me take the processor out of the package. So you're going to match the triangle to the triangle of here. Just match it up. Do a little wiggle. It's not going nowhere. Put the cover on. Yeah. It's going to be hard. You're going to put a lot of pressure on it. And then this piece should come right off. So save this in your box, just in case you have to get this work on, or you're going to sell it, you're going to trade it, you're going to put this back on if you take that AMD. Maybe you upgrade your processor and just put this on for, protection. Better to be safe than sorry. So now that we put that in, we're going to take this part off. So one thing I did learn, so I took these pieces off first. and I was gonna put these ones on, right? These pieces, it was gonna go on. The problem with doing these pieces on first is that it blocks for this to come out. So it doesn't let you pull this out. So you got to do this first before you work on this. Another thing I've learned with this piece right here that's going to go for your radiator, these resistors right here, this lays right on top of it. So it's going to be cockeyed. It's going to be higher on this side and lower on that side. Don't over tighten this because you're going to damage your resistors. It's just, it is what it is. I don't know if it's just because of the motherboard being small, and then I really can't tell you, but I know that this is laying right on top of those resistors on both sides. So this lays on this one and lays up there. So just don't go OD tighten them to the point where you're damaging your motherboard. But anyway, so let's get to the juicy part. So we're gonna take these off, and again, you're not gonna over tighten none of this stuff. Even your motherboard screws, you're gonna do just a snugged, because again, it's not like it's a car part, a motorcycle part, something that it's going to be, you know, vibrating off. So it's not like you need to have this stuff like super tight. Again, I'm not no professional PC builder. It's my first PC building, but I've watched enough videos and studied as much as I possibly could before I started doing this job. So again, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm perfect, but I did my research before doing this type of project. So this is the plate. And we're not going to reuse these screws. It comes with screws in the package that we're going to be using. So again, you're going to line up this to this, and that's how it's going to be. Right, and then we're gonna put the screws in. I'm gonna tighten them again as like a star. Just put them in like one by one, but I'm not tightening them fully just on one end. It's just so they can grab the board. Once I feel they grab the board, I can go to the next. And the color that you pick for this, it doesn't really matter because it's going to get covered anyways with the IO or the AO, whatever it's called, the radiator. It's going to cover it anyways. You know what? I just noticed something. I think the one piece fell in the back. Look. I didn't even notice it because I was looking through the phone. That's why it's bad to record while you're working on this. Let me see. I'm going to figure out how the fuck we're going to do this without damaging that CPU. So we'll be right back because you can see that I have a big hole there. So I guess the metal bracket that was there, it just fell right out. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. I figured out what happened. So if you take all these screws out, those 4 plus these 2 plus those 2, there's a back plate that's underneath. Since my case is laying down, that back plate fell right out. So that's what happened. So now we're gonna do this again. So I had to take, I didn't have to, but I took that off just in case I had to flip the case over and then I didn't forget it there. So I took it off, put it in a package, and then put these bolts. So I put these on. Hopefully I can put this on without interference. And I don't think I can. Yeah, see how I'm saying like it's too small? So I'll leave that one in, but this side does not want to go in. So let's see if just me taking this one out, if it would go in. Damn it. All right, so we move that out the way. Let's see if it'll go into place. Yeah, so you can put one in and then you can tuck that one underneath, but you have to have one out. But if you take everything apart, you already know that that back plate is going to fall out. And then these one have an arrow. It says pointing at the CPU. You need to have both arrows pointing at the CPU. And again, these are going to be cockeyed. Oh, so again, this is laying already on these resistors. So you don't want to go too tight expecting it to be flat. It's not going to be flat because of that problem there. So I would just again do just snug. Oh, sorry, I hit the camera. And then I gotta tighten that plate down. Again, this is just to make the a better brace for the motherboard going to the radiator. Also will help with heat dissipation. Also to keep the thermal paste from running to the sides or through anything. It will stay all here, or if you get it on this, it's fine, but it won't it won't be messy. I was trying to focus on my hands and me trying to do this while the camera's in front of my face. And then that's it. Again, you don't want to over tighten them. So this is done. We're going to do the RAM. So let me get that situated because it's still in its package. Figure out how I'm going to do this. So while the package is it still has the clear film on, so usually you want the sticker part is going to be facing left, going that way towards the CPU, and there's going to be a slot that you're going to match it up to, and then you'll know before you even try to press it down, you'll know if it's going to if it's the right angle, because okay, they're opposite lengths, so one is too far out or just dead on. So let me take these plastic stuff off and try not to have fingerprints on it since it's basically chrome. I have to show you guys in camera. Then I have so shiny. I mean, it's gonna get fingerprints no matter what, but Oh, right here. I was about to say. And this was not cheap. I got this on Amazon for $500 for a 32 gigabytes of RAM. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it to make the video. Again, we're going to have the sticker facing out that way. Now, the camera being in my face is going to be... See if I am in the spot. So they should clip in. Again, be careful not to push at an angle. Try to push straight down. If it's not going in, it's because you have it, again, the wrong way. And you're going to break something. Just think about how you're doing it before you force it. And again, we're skipping a slot. But yeah, thumb of rule, or whatever, how you call it, that barcode will always face towards the processor, just to make things simplify. You can always line it up and see yourself, but if anything, if any doubt, that's how you would do it. Again, I'm trying to avoid putting so much fingerprints on it. So then we're taking the next slot over. And this motherboard only has one clip. So you push over. Some of them will have a clip on this side that you have to pull out, and both sides. This only has one, and it's this side. So that's the only thing I got to worry about, is just that the clip for mines. Again, let me make sure I'm in. Yeah, just gotta push down. And that's it. So RAM is done. I love this RAM. I always wanted it, and I was like, you know what? For my ultimate build, that's how it's gonna be like. All right, so now we got everything done. I gotta do thermal paste and then put the radiator on with all its brackets. So I got a Pacific. I went with Grizzly thermal, and then I'll just use like a spreader. You don't want to go too thin or too thick. You got to find the right amount. And I still got a lot of thermal paste left to this. And that stuff is not cheap at all. Mine was $22, and they made a mistake. It was supposed to be the whole kit, but it didn't bring the whole kit. Again, it's okay if it gets on the shroud, because it's gonna get covered anyways. I think it's good enough. I wish it wasn't too far. Stuff gets messy. But yeah, so that's the good thing about this plate, is that it's not damaging anything. It's not even going to be seamed. So now I was trying different ways on how I would want this radiator mount. and there is no other for me anyways, because I wanted to do it where the cables were up top, and I make it simple. I chose this to do this way. So that's going to sit in there, and now we got to get the mounting stuff. So there is 4 springs and 4 thumb screws. You can also use a screwdriver to bring them down as well, but you're also going to do the star on this as well. So just put all your springs into location. And we're going to use a thumb screw, and again, you don't want to go too far. It's just to so it can grab the meat of the screw, and then you can add the other ones. Now I gotta find the other one, because now I don't know where is it at. Found it. Oh, and I forgot to say in the video, so I already took off the thermal paste off of this. I'm sorry, I forgot. I skipped this step. So I took the factory thermal paste off of the radiator. That's why I put new thermal paste. You use, I think it's, I can't remember what is the, this is the company that I used to clean the CPU and the heatsink cleaning wipes. And it tells you how much percentage of alcohol it contains. But anyways, so you can buy this on Amazon Pacific to clean your CPU, GPU thermals. Again, this part, I can't tell you how tight it's supposed to be. I would just say probably until it gets snug, but I have technically no idea how far down they go. I just know that the spring has resistance. So again, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not sure if it goes until it's snugged. Yeah, I can, like, you can kind of feel it of, like, once you go down on one, then the other one gets loose. But again, I can't, this is one thing I can't sit here and tell you I know what I'm doing. But I would say that that's good enough, because again, I don't want to go too tight and then damage it. I mean, I think it was, there's still gap in the spring. But I think it's good enough. I don't want to over tighten it. I think we're good. So basically we're done with everything. I already explained how I did the fans. how I ran it. This, I'm still going to try to figure out how to run this cable, because it's just going to look ugly. This goes to the IO, which is up top. So I have to figure out how I'm going to run this cable. I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it because your PC might be different. So basically, that we're done with the video. The next video I make will be with the GPU, which would be the graphics card, and putting the power supply in, and just putting cable management at that point. We're also got streamers that's going to be here. I'm going to try to get the one for the CPU and the one for the graphics card as well. So got a couple things to order. This video will be post next weekend. Today is the 16th. It'll be post next weekend on Saturday, and hopefully I can get that graphics card as soon as possible, because they're not cheap. But if you guys like the video, guys got any questions, got any criticism, you can put it in the comments below. I will try my best to put as much info as possible in the video of all the things that I've ordered, and just to show you guys how this is going to look. This cable's going that way, and this is going like that. So actually, you know what, let's be back. Let me bring up the case so you guys can see it and it's glory. We'll be right back. All right, so this is how she looks like standing, you know, the right way. Other than the cables, figuring out how I'm gonna hide the cables, but this is how I'm gonna have it. I was planning again to have this part looping up, but then that was going to be more, you can see it, at least the screen is hiding that part down there. So it's just now figuring out where am I going to put those wires at. So, and another reason why I want to do it that way, so at least that writing, because this has a window here, it can be seen, which not really, because the RAM is in the way, but you're able to see the RAM. But that is my build. The reason why I went with everything white with a black background is that the black will make the white stand out. It's like if you have a white wall and you throw a black paint on it, it's going to stand out. It's more noticeable, and I want the components to stand out. Even though I wish that this was kind of white, these cables, but it is what it is. I think they have like sleeves that you can put over them. But anyways, it's not a big deal. I'm loving the build. Oh, I gotta put one more thing for you guys. I gotta put this in place. Oh man, so you know what? We'll be right back again. All right, I forgot to put this part in the video, so should have did this while before I put that screen on, or not the screen, the radiator itself. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. So there's 2 screws here. Again, let me bring you guys up close to it. So there's 2 screws. I'll see if I can just do it by hand, because I didn't put them in tight. So I had to upgrade mine because mine came out broken. I don't know if I said it in the video or not, when I spilled some thermal paste there. Oh, that's great. All right, I can clean that off with a wipey. Or I can make more of a mess. Yep, I can make more of a mess too. So let's use that wipe before I keep making more of a mess. The problem with thermal paste, it's it will stain. Not only that it will get on everything, but it can stain. So this is like a propyl alcohol, they call it, but it gotta be a certain percentage. But yeah, so the wipes cleans it off. So again, this is the upgraded version of the riser for height, and this is made out of metal. And the other one, their plastic one was bent, and whoever did the soldering, or the machine that did the soldering, did a terrible job. Sorry, I can't, it's hard for me to see and do this at the same time. I gotta bend this back. I gotta fall into place. No, it came out. And this is why it's bad. It takes long to do this stuff and then do video recording. I don't know how people can be so professional with their recording and PC building, but not me. Let someone else be the professional. I'll be the newbie. I can't even see. Yeah, I can't even see. And I know I'm hitting the camera a lot. This side might be easier. Might. Again, don't gotta be super tight, just snugged. Oh, now I hit the camera for real. But if you can see, there's the screws back there. I'm gonna see if so I think it went sideways. Again, I can't. Make sure these are tight. Because this is what's going to hold the graphics card down. But you don't want to go too tight where you break the PCB board. Alright, so that part is in. Now we got one last part, in which is, this is the brace. Look, I told you. I don't know, there's still more thermal. Hopefully I didn't get any of my new mouse pad. So then the screws go into those slots. If it doesn't fight with me, maybe it will. But yeah, I only moved those so I could make the video for you guys. But then I found the thing was broken, and I was glad that I did remove it, because then I was able to see it. If I didn't remove it, I wasn't gonna have a good visual. I mean, and the piece that was for here was broken, so there was no way that that graphics card was gonna be able to lock into place. And then the thing was bent. So this is, we take this part off, and then we're going to lock this into place. But the problem is, oh, and I don't even got you guys in the video. So my board sits lower meaning the PCIe. So when this was originally installed, it was taking that top. That's why you see a blank up there. So we're going to actually have to remove the second down. And I know you guys are not going to be able to see it very well. I don't know if you can see that there's screws on the side. And I got to remove this top one. I don't know if you can see the screwdriver. Alright, so that comes off. Made that fall out. Alright. So that's what you're just gonna line up which bay is gonna take up. And we gotta make sure we're in the right. And this again is right there. Okay, so yeah. To try to push this. I'm moving the case back by trying to push it. There you go. I heard a thump. Just make sure both sides are in. And they're in. And then we lock it into place. So you put there's a screw. Let's see if I can switch this over. Yeah, so there you go. So now we lock this into place. Now I still can't get it because sorry, I keep hitting the camera. All right, that's in. And then we want to put this one back on so it doesn't look ugly at the top. You gotta go from inside. I'm hoping it'll let me cover it. If it don't let me cover it, that's gonna be ugly. I don't think it'll give me space to cover. Oh, it's going. Oh, because I'm doing it backwards. So yeah, I was doing it backwards. I was doing like this. So yeah, this goes in like so. Now we are in. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. All right, so that's done. So to show you now the finished product. I kind of wish I would have went with the white one, but once I already ordered it, I was like, damn it, it's already too late. But yeah, if I can upgrade, I would go with white and change that out. That's how I would do it. Again, even though the case is red, so to bring you guys out, again, I mean, it looks fine, but it's just if I had a choice, I should have just went with white, since I wanted the inside to be white and everything else to be red and black. So again, I might change that out in the future, which is like $100. So make sure you put a like, subscribe to my channel, put a comment. Everyone ride safe, drive safe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. God bless, and I'll catch you on the next. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Sportbike Menace. So this is episode 2, finishing up my build series, other than updating showing you guys how to do BIOS and update, and the issues I ran through with my motherboard, and multiple components working together, talking together, and my issues. I can put that in my BIOS or downloading drivers, all of that. Also problems I had downloading Windows. Trying to see, I want to do, I'll see if I can do it. I want to do, I ordered the Elgato capture card, the 4K, but the problem is that I will not be able to edit on this PC yet until I don't download a program to do video editing. So my problem is that I wanted to insert the captured video and insert it into my BIOS update, and or even in this video, matter of fact, I also wanted to do it in this video so you guys can see the frame rate that I'm getting. I'm gonna be running 1440, but wanted to show even the CPU, how hot it's running, or the wattage, undervolting, or all of the heat. But the whole info, I wanted to put it inside the video, but I'm not going to be able to. What I'm going to have to do is just put you guys as close as possible in front of my monitor and hit record and just put it in this video. I don't know when I'll be able to have a program up and running for editing for this PC so I can insert my captured video and put it in the video that I'll be editing. But, so anyways, a topic for another time. So we're going to be installing my Red Devil Spectra White by Power Color. The issue I'm running with now is because I'm going to run this Lee streamers. So trying to figure out how I'm going to run the cables is more of my issue. I do have cables in the bottom, which I'll show you guys, that I already ran out just in case, but I might have to redo all my wiring for this cables, not for up top. That's done. And I already installed my CPU streamer, and that's pretty easy. All these are is just an extension of your cable. So your CPU will get connected there, your 24 pin gets connected there, and that's for streamers. And then you have to do a lot of cable management in the back of the PC, which I'll show you guys how I did that. I got to figure out this problem first. And then another problem I got to figure out is this. So I thought that the RGB will work off of just the 3 power cables up here. But instead, they added this. So I'm going to have to connect this into the graphics card, and then this to my motherboard. Fun. It's gonna look ugly because you put a black cable with a white a white graphics card. Why? Like if someone's doing an all white build, almost all white, because that red, I wish I would have got it in white. But anyways, if I was doing all white build, you put a black cable in there. Why? Ugh. But I got to figure out how I'm going to run this and make it as cleanly as possible, because this is how it's going to sit in vertical. It's going to sit more further back, but in vertical stance. So this is going to be in this slot here, and it's going to run towards the back of the CPU. It's going to be sticking up like that. And these 3 cables that I'm going to have, so you just can't bend them how you want, because there's these clips, right? These clips are going to go, if you can see that there's a head right there, so those clips are going to clip into that. So we only got really one option. It's going to clip in this way. The sun is not, I mean, the sun, the light is not showing you guys. So this clips are going to go like this, right? So I either bend it all the way downwards, which I have this tube is going to be in the way. So I can't go from the bottom up because it'll push on the cables. Then I have the other option of going around, but guess what? Now it blocks my other screen on this side. So I'm trying to figure out if I run it up top. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working with. But I won't do that on camera and wasting you guys time. We're going to put this in place. We're going to do that. I will do the wiring off camera because it's gonna take me a while, and then I will show you guys what I did with my wiring and what connects to what, and I'll be able to explain everything once I can have this situated. But this will be easier to do on video with you guys compared to me doing the wiring. I also got to take all my plastics off of this. I did an unboxing of this, my first impression. I talked a lot about all the stuff that it comes with. So if you guys want to watch that video, well, I'll put it in the link regardless. But you guys can also check my video list of all the things that I've been doing to the PC or ordering for the PC. The monitor unboxing, the PC case unboxing. Man, this is terrible peeling. Or I'm just terrible. Look how it's sticking to my hand. The speakers unboxing and review on it. Well, that's making it mad hard to do like a beautiful unwrapping, because they got a piece right here that I'm trying to get off. I don't know if you guys can see that. So one thing I can say about this graphics card, which is the RTX 9070 XT. This graphics card specifically takes a lot of wattage. So you're going to need, and I personally, for everything that I'm running, I should have went with a 1200 watt power supply. Instead, I went with a 1000 wattage supply, but which it recommends 900 watts. The minimum you can do is 800, but it says it recommends 900. But as much as I have going on in my PC, and everything is getting drawn from the power supply, I should have went with a 1200 watts, which I might have to upgrade. If I do, I gotta check if the cables will still be able to hold the wattage where I don't have to, you know, switch out all my cables. Because if that's the case, I gotta take a lot of stuff apart to put a new power supply. But you know, it's fun, but at the same time it's scary, because the more you touch a component, you run the risk of actually damaging a component. And I've been touching this PC so much, you would think that she's a woman or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. I'm sorry, I'm not. But yeah, I've been too much hands-on with this PC, and I want to be done with touching it. I think that's all the tapes. They have one here in the back, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to stay on or does it come off, because it runs the whole way across. Oh, it does come off. Let's see if I can get this in camera. So right there, it does peel off. So yeah, and that's how she looks like. It's not cheap, especially if you want to go all white. I do not know why, but white is expensive. I was better off getting the black version. Again, you guys should watch my unboxing video for this graphics card and everything that comes with inside of the graphics card box. So these are the cables that I had out just in case, to figure out what I was going to do. And I did cable management in the back, and I might have to redo all my cables. So for now, we're just going to worry about putting the GPU in, and then I'll figure out the cables off camera, and then we'll talk about it, and then I can show what I've done. So let's see. I'm going to need 2 slots. I thought this was a 3 slot, but it's taking 2 slots, 1 and 2. I don't know if you can see it there, 1, 2. So we got to minus 2 slots. And you guys should be able to see me this one and the next one over. I save all my hardware and screws in a box just in case if I need to change something out, or if I want to sell the PC in the future, or my future kids want to sell the PC. You know, whatever comes first. So yeah, you take 2 slots out. This is already, oh no, now it's pushed back. Make sure your clip, and again, this lighting is not doing justice. This clip is pushed back. Let me see if I can get you guys back to being steady. Again, see how I can do this. I don't know if you guys can see, but so you gotta line up the oh, my hand being in the way ain't gonna help. So try to line everything up. So when you see in the bottom, you can see that it's lining up. Then you can press it down. Also, I can see here on the side more or less. I just gotta make sure that I'm going straight down and not at an angle. And then you should hear a clip, or you can be able to see it. I didn't hear a clip, but we're maxed out. There's nothing else pushing down is gonna do for me, because on this side we're already on the railing. But just, you know, case of measure, if you want to, you can, but it's seated in. Again, just visualizing it, this does have a gap here. I did see someone, but again, they was using a different cable. It was a single clip going inwards, and then they routed this. They routed this in front, going underneath it, and this was giving it support, like this was laying on the bottom, so it wouldn't have sag. But I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that. So again, it's gonna be more of trying to figure it out. Even though this is taking 2 slots, they only have a hole for 1 screw. If I can get it in the hole or lose it. If anything, you can learn something from me or what not to do. I just had to push it towards me, grab the edge of the metal of the graphics card, lean it towards that way, and it does take both screws. So one has a hole, and the other one has like a slot on the very left. So it does take both of the screws to hold it down. The good thing is that it's not too, like the graphics card, I thought it would have been closer to the glass, which was what I was scared of. Because again, I want as much airflow as possible on everything. All right, so graphics card is in. I'll show you guys. Here are the screws. So here's the holes in there, and here's like a slot right there. So it takes both. So I know that it looks kind of funky because black and then white, and also I have white over there, which is the power supply, and also the motherboard is white as well. But no one looks at the back. Let's see if I get you guys situated again. But again, we'll have to come back and visit this, and I'll show you guys what I was able to come up with solution wise for my cable. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. Took me a while to figure this out. So you can actually switch the RGB from one side to the other. And what I mean by that, so the way my connectors are, I don't know how I'll be able to show it. So the way the connectors are connected on this side, the RGB would have been facing on the inside of this cable. So I had to take it all apart from the top end and the bottom, and then it's a motherboard or a PCB board that's going to have all the electronics on the other side, which I'll show you guys. So you have to take it apart and basically flip the RGB from the other side of the cable. It's just swapping them out, and then you can run it the opposite way. Because my clips, the way they're facing, it was going to force me to go that way. And the reason why I'm doing it this way, I know it doesn't look right, but if I would have chose to go above, it was going to block my screen. And this is the only way that I can have my screen completely not being blocked, other than these cables up cross. So that's the cleanest way that I could have this screen. And the fans don't have RGB. The RGB that is going to be showing is right here and right here. There is no more RGB on the front end, other than this side here will have RGB. So also the other problem I have is putting the glass back on. It pushes on the cable, but it's not a lot of force. I couldn't run it any much further in, which I'll show you guys. See if I can get you guys the best angle. Now the PC is pretty heavy now at this point. I'm probably taking everything with it. Yeah, my controller. All right. So let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know if it'll autofocus. I doubt it. See if I can. Oh damn, my bad. I still won't focus. All right, there. So this right here, this black connector is the one I had to switch around the motherboard from one side to the other, and then that's how you can change the RGB from one side of the cable to the other. So I have my power supply cables running down here. So that's where they're running at. I made sure they're all three there. I can't push this any further in. Like the plate will do that on its own, but it won't go any further in. On top of that, I gotta be careful for how far am I going to bend these wires up top. Can't bend them too much because then you'll stress out the cables. So that's why I got stuck with that angle. Again, this goes further in, but you can see my screen. It's just the way I have you guys. The screen is still being able to be seen even though I have these cables running down. But this visual right here is not going to be seen that much anyways. But why I'm trying to explain is, if I did it the opposite way, so me, especially me, right, if I run it the other way, sorry, you guys gonna see my arm. So if I run it this way and I run these cables running across, it will completely block this screen even for me to see on this side. So this side will be blocked if I run the cables up and across. Move you guys up there. So it'll be blocked up there, I could run it downwards, but I will have to go over these wires or these tubes and then run downwards to go down there. And it would still block that side of the screen. So this is the cleanest way I was able to get this. Now, you can get this even cleaner, but just don't put no streamers down here. And maybe I decide to take the streamers out and just put regular cables, and I get to see the whole graphics card. So I just gotta see what I like or I don't like. If I don't use the streamers, it would be a waste of money. I mean, I can see if I can sell them on eBay used and sell it for a cheap price. But I probably, if I was you, I wouldn't do no streamers for down here. If you're, especially if you're running your 24 pin and if you're running your CPU. Because I like the CPU one, I like the motherboard one, is 24 pin. But this one is, I don't know, it's more difficult to place this one. Maybe if it wasn't vertical and it was better if it's probably horizontal. But anyways, that's the best solution for me. So we're gonna talk about cable management. So I already showed a little bit of it. So I ran the screen behind the screw up top. See if I can bring you guys up. So the screen has its own cable, running up top, ran it close to the RAM, and then just ran it up top. And then this is the IO. It runs into the IO motherboard, the connector up there. I did wrap it around on like the bottom because it's pretty long, so I wrapped it around and then just ran it across. That was the best I could do. And again, like, I wish you didn't see cables, but it is what it is. It's a PC. It's gonna happen. So I'm gonna show you guys the back end and explain everything of what I got connected back here, and then it'll be basically time to turn on the PC. So I'll try not to take too long. Cable management, again, is whatever is easiest for you. I can't tell you how to do it because everyone is different. I picked my cable management for ease of use, meaning disconnecting stuff. So I got my PCIe that's going for my graphics card is running right here. My 24 pin is running right here. Well, yes, this one. This is my piece. No, CPU's right here. The behind it is my 24 pin. Those are my main cables for my power supply. My SATA cables are running on the bottom. And see if I can zoom in. So the bottom right here is where I have all my SATA cables. Like the stuff that's just connecting USB. So like my hub. And then I'm gonna show where I have my Nexus portal. So also my USB is down here as well. See if I can show you guys without yanking everything apart. So I have my fans connected down here with my USB. If I can get it out. Okay, so here's my USB. So fans are connected. The USB is connected to the motherboard. These fans are connected through SATA. And this is what I was saying, that you have the USB that you can connect to the motherboard. I mean, well, to the back of the IO. But I went directly to the motherboard because I don't want this taking up a USB space. I'd rather this taking a motherboard space. Especially if I saved space by connecting all my fans to the SATA cable, which is right here. So SATA's there. I believe Another one that's taking SATA is my Nexus portal, which is, I had to use an adapter. So I'm gonna have to move this stuff. So I had to use an adapter for my Nexus portal because it requires a PCIe. It's right here. It requires a PCIe 6 pins. So you can get an adapter that goes from SATA to PCIe 8 pin / 6 pin if you remove the 2 pins. So I have 6 pin is going to the Nexus portal, which I'll show that. I can take this apart. So this is the Nexus portal up top. So that's Velcroed in the back. And all my wires for the Nexus portal, only thing I think I have is my RGB lights that's running up top. You can probably see a little bit back here. It's running from here going to my Nexus portal, plus my noodle is also using Type-C. It's also connected to my portal. So I have 2 things connected to the portal. And to power that is through the PCIe, with my adapter for SATA. So I have that sitting in the front, so I can always take it apart if I need to, if I had to replace it. Here is the hub of height. Now this helped out a lot because you can have USB connected up here. So my Nexus portal is also getting data from here because this is connected to my motherboard. So any data, any power is also getting from the motherboard. So everything's connected here. This is for my I/O, that was the 360. It's getting power from here. So it's my Nexus, my I/O, and I'm trying to remember what else I have. I think is my USB dongle. I'm not sure. I can't remember all the stuff that I have here connected. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure if I said it in episode 1, but Nexus portals there, my I/O, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I believe this one connects from here to the motherboard. I believe. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, so these are USB hubs. So whatever you got to connect to USBs here, also this can also collect somewhat data, not 100% data, but it can collect some type of data through here. So it powers and gives information. To be honest, it was pretty simple, other than having just headaches with trying to figure out everything. I don't have this part, the bottom part, zip tied, because for one, it was too difficult, because this is where all the bulk is at. But I don't want it to be zip tied, so it can be easy for me to, again, to do maintenance. This part will sit on here because this has magnets. So this will sit in place. Let's see, probably my arm's all up in the way. But this case was pretty easy to build in. I can't complain about it. I love the case. I love the look. I love the brand from Height. It's a great quality case, other than just that riser that I had problems with. I wish that the RMD was easier with Height. And the reason why I say that is because since I didn't buy the product from Height, I bought it from Walmart affiliated. It was difficult. They made it difficult for me to try to even do an RMD. So this is how my cable management looks like anyways. It doesn't look too bad. For me, it's functional. I have my fans running across, also my type C's running across for my RGB. It's just up here. It doesn't have to be super tight. It's just as long as it's not dripping. And I can't make it too tight anyways, because then this would be, there's no way. It's too big for me to tighten it too tight. And there's no need anyways. So I have Velcros here, Velcro here, Velcro here, down here, and down here. Other than that, like I said, it wasn't difficult to build in. It's more of figuring out where you want everything to be at. So where I wanted to place my fans, I placed it here because it's quicker to send that wire through. Again, it's just playing with the parts, moving it here, moving it there, and figuring out what you like. Because at the end of the day, this is your custom PC. This is your art. This is my art. So I also want to add, and I'm hoping you guys finish. We're going to install my motorcycle. So now that I showed that part off, I also want to show. So we're going to connect my front panel IO, or no, front panel monitor that's from Nexus, the iTouch. You're going to directly install it into the graphics card. See if you guys are in. Kind of not. I don't got a lot of room because I got that cable there. But you guys will be able to see if I don't drop the camera. So this already comes with a cable, and you're gonna connect this display port to any display port. And I'm gonna go to the I don't want to go too high. Just get the easiest one. If I can get the right. So it's going to go connected like that. And then I gotta connect my monitor to the graphics card as well. But this is how it's looking like back here. Other than this is just my Wi-Fi antenna, which will sit on the top, which you can't see anyways. But this is all my cables for now. I have some other stuff that's coming in this weekend that I have to connect back there. But anyway, so that's done. We're going to install the motorcycle inside the PC. I got to get the hot glue and glue the motorcycle down, and then we'll be done with the PC. All right, so we're back. This camera's already moving. So this cable for the RGB for the graphics card, I don't need it. Maybe you might, but I don't need it. So this is just if you want your motherboard to control your RGB. None of my RGB is controlled by my motherboard. It's controlled by some type of software. So I don't need it. If you want your motherboard, which it would be Armor Crate, and I don't like Armor Crate. Anyways, so my plan did not work out. I had to switch plans. So my hot glue, even though it wasn't the right color that I wanted, I bought the black one, but it doesn't fit the gun. And I made a video. This is my second time making the video. The motorcycle did not stay in place. It still fell over. So I used double-sided tape, Gorilla tape. So I'm gonna just hope that it doesn't fall, and once it sticks, because that's it. It will just damage my street that I have facing downwards. So the thing is, I can't see much either. I'm gonna have to just, I want to grab it from this side. I don't want the tape. It's going to have to be like that. I know the tape is very noticeable. That's why I really wanted to hot glue the black one. This, but it doesn't fit. But that's gonna be like my best option for the bike not to fall over when the fan starts kicking up, like kicking RPMs. At least not, it's probably still fall over, but not as easy. And my tape is kind of old, so it's not sticking the best. Oh, I hit the stupid. Well, thank God I'm almost done with this PC build. As you can see, it's not really sticking. Yeah, it's not even sticking. I'm not winning. If not, I'll just leave it sit there and see what happens. Because it's more also that if I move the PC, that this doesn't tip over, like fall over. And I gotta constantly open up the glass. But that's how she's gonna sit. I give up on trying to, because like I said, it's not that sticky. But yep, that's how she's gonna look. She's gonna look sexy. Now I don't gotta worry about it looking ugly. She's just gonna sit in there. So we're gonna be back. I'm going to turn on the PC. Let me actually turn it on now. Well, actually I can't. So we'll be back. That's just how she's gonna sit. I was gonna do like arts and craft. Well, my arts and craft didn't work out. So we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We cleaned up a little bit, got everything situated. How the desk would look like without my Mac sitting there. Mac is sitting over there. I gotta put it back to do this edit. So we're gonna turn it on for the first time. I haven't turned it on since we put the graphics card in, since we did that wiring. And again, yes, the glass should push that in and shouldn't have a problem. So we're going to see even this screen for the first time starting up. Oh, I forgot. Power supply, I have it turned off because everything stays turned on if I don't turn off the switch. So that turns on. So now we have power. And she's running. And this should fully kick on now because it used to just turn black. So it should go and find a damn signal. But that's how that looks like. You got the RGB in the back, RGB in the front. Now I do have everything on red, so I'm hoping it stays on red. But I have no signal to this. So I gotta see if it needs calibration, but she did. It's looking kind of funky. It's like I gotta change because now we're in display port. Let me something happened and your pin isn't available. Anyways, so let me get all of this figured out and we'll be right back. But she's working. It's just the computer was set off of the CPU and not the GPU. So we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. It's been hell. I've been having issues with basically everything fighting with each other. So I've been having problems with this, fighting with my monitor, and tried to get them coexisting. So what it'll do is I click on something and it'll try to pop it up there, but because it's small, it can't. So it has your task manager here, and I probably got to go into the settings of Nexus. So this, nothing, everything that I'm doing here, this doesn't do anything. This is like separate, and I can control it through the app in there and just use a wallpaper or whatever. But anyways, so we're installing the drivers for the graphics card and my Ryzen chip because I haven't done it yet. I was waiting for the completion of everything. Once I do that, then I probably can start working on the fans, the curve for the fans. So most likely the computer is gonna reset or restart over and over and over until it's done. So yeah, I'm installing the drivers, and then we'll play some games and you guys can see the frame. Right now I'm locked at 200 hertz, so it has a counter for the Ultra Gear for LG. When I was going off of the CPU, it was locked at 60 hertz. It wouldn't let me change it. When I was connected as a second screen for my iMac, it was also locked in 60 hertz, so it wouldn't open up until now. Now I have the counter up and it's telling me we're at 200 hertz. But we're going to get this set up. We'll be right back. We'll play some video games. All right, so we was able to play. If the camera, it's probably the camera that's gonna be bouncing around too much, but I can tell you guys what the frame rate is gonna be unless you guys can zoom into it. Right now my CPU temps are 63 Fahrenheit or Celsius, whatever, Celsius. CPU units at 75%, GPU temps at 41 C. I want to see my frame rate. Frame rate is at, oh, that's frame time. It's at 55. Oh, FPS is up top. It's at 18. Again, this is at 1440. Everything's on high. It does have ray tracing on. Supposedly it's gonna affect my frame rate, my FPS. So I might have to take ray tracing off. I know ray tracing looks good for Spider-Man and Cyberpunk.
All I ever wanted was a life in my mountain.
But yeah, if you can zoom in the video, you'll be able to see the counters.
Merits. Those high above don't trust me. I understand that. And they send you and those knuckleheads to threaten me. To obey and serve once more. I understand that too. But what I don't understand is you bastards killing my kind.
So HDR is active on display. So again, I don't know. I gotta tweak things around and see what I see you guys are not seeing on the phone.
A monkey was made Buddha once. None other than me.
My brightness is maxed out.
Look, monkey. I don't make a habit of fighting someone I've bested before. Here's my offer. If you lose, I'll take you to the Celestial Court. They will stay and level your mountain.
I want to get Forza Horizon 7. That's the one I want to
I shall
get.
certainly take revenge, and they will level your mountain nonetheless. How tragic would that be, huh?
So while I was playing that, I want to show you guys, I also have my YouTube channel playing on the background on the 360.
You bend the knees, admit the wrongs.
Oh, now I gotta put this back the way it was.
All these years,
Lower this.
except for that pig, you're the one who talks the tallest tales. Good. I am entertained. Speaking of entertainment, wouldn't it be fun if I pluck your
Man, this
eyes
video is
dry
long.
for my snack and allow you to keep the other two? Because I'd hate to let you miss how I'll slaughter.
So a lot of graphics cards have a problem running this game. It's not very optimized for graphics cards. So it's gonna be hard to get a lot of frame rate or FPS. I've never played this game before, so I'm just throwing button smashes. Oh, damn. Oh, I got hit. I don't know where my life bar is at, but I guess it don't matter. It's my guess. Yeah.
The victorious fighting Buddha. Have you any idea how many would give their everything for immortality? Immortality? For that word, all realms and beings have ruined themselves.
The only thing I can see on the counter is still saying 18, but on frame time, it's saying 55, but it's not really moving. Well, I'm not even paying attention. But I don't feel like I have any problems. Other than me get my ass whooped. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, what? Again, I don't know, like the counter that it's not really telling me much about my counters or the wattage. It's telling me more about my temps, but it's just saying my frame time is 55 milliseconds for frame time, and then FPS is just stuck at 18, so I don't know.
You call that new? The glare here is dazzling. Fight me in the woods if you have the guts.
I would have thought with the visual, even if I'm not playing, that the numbers would have changed, but again, the numbers are not changing. So again, I have to figure out what's going on. I also have Warframe to try out. But the game looks amazing. Like, I don't see no issues with the game. I have to see once free roaming happens, see if I can see anything that I can be like, it's a little off.
And so ends the last tale of Sun Wukong. A hero who treasured his freedom above all else. Buddhahood he attained, yes, but cumbersome he found the celestial.
I do know on the BIOS I can enhance, for I guess Asus can enhance it to Pro, but I have to do more research on everything before I start tweaking stuff. Because it's saying my GPU I'm already using 100%, which I don't know how I'd be using my GPU at 100% already. The good thing is all my components are running cool. At least the CPU is at 61 Fahrenheit.
This stone has
GPU's putting wattage is 190. Well, I found the wattage, but the GPU temps at 42 Fahrenheit. CPU unit is at 83%.
Such is the nature of a stone monkey.
But it's saying up top the GPU wattage up here on the very top is 330 watts, which I do believe because it's very hungry. It's a very hungry GPU. I should have went with a power supply that was at 1,200 watts. I want to see if once I start the free roam, if it'll change my frame rate. Because it's saying, it's hard to tell because there's 3 of them that it's mentioning frame rates, the very top ones.
Among you, there might be one who is destined. One that shall recover all his scattered relics. And upon the return of the relics to Mount Tuaguo, he may yet rise again.
But yeah, I'm sorry that the FPS counter, I don't know if they locked it at 18 frame rates, but I wouldn't see why. I don't know if, again, if it's because I have ray tracing on, I'm not sure.
Nowhere better than home. Reach death and ever grow. Huh? Here, you see what bliss my fate shows.
Lots around the corner. Seems like he just fell from a fruit tree here.
Perfect timing. This Peach knew I needed a snack. You sneaky rascal! Dad, fool me! I'll make sure you regret it!
Alright, well now that we're able to move around, see my frame rate is not moving. So I have no idea, it's just staying stuck at 18. So I don't know if it's just because I'm locked. I do see a little bit of blur around his hair and his outer outline. But again, I don't know. Let's see if I hit this. Oh, well, here I can go to settings. Go to display and see if it'll let me do anything. I do have enable this can reduce screen tearing by lowering your frame rates. My frame rate's already low. I'm trying to see if it'll let me take ray tracing off. Graphics, that's where it's at. Got FSR3, which scan technologies applied to the game keeps the game visual sharp and clear while reducing performance costs and improving rates. Okay, I need to take ray tracing off. But it's telling me this settings requires a restart to take effect. Apply. So then I gotta quit the game and then restart over. But I don't know again if that will fix my counter. So I'm just gonna log off for this episode 2 until I don't learn more about all of this stuff. I won't be able to really give my full detail. What I can say is that the computer works, it runs, I'm happy. Haven't had any glitches. Like I said, this White Devil graphics card does consume a lot of wattage, so prepare yourself for that. I don't know if I'm running in silent mode or if I'm running on overclock mode, because that little switch that's on the graphics card doesn't have no wordings on it. So again, I can't really say. Again, I know I can tweak some stuff on the motherboard BIOS, but again, I gotta do more research on all of that. So if you guys liked the video, put a like, subscribe to my channel, put a comment. Definitely put a like because it'll help my videos grow bigger and better. More money, more investments. So I definitely appreciate it. But again, ride safe, drive safe. It's very cold out, and there's going to be another storm hitting us this weekend. So again, everybody stay warm, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless.